Chosen one, lean in and receive this right now. What I'm about to unfold is urgent, and may very well be the thread that pulls you out of harm. God is speaking directly into your spirit at this moment. This meeting is not accidental. He is giving you a warning. Danger circles you and swift movement is required. Every heartbeat counts, and the route forward has already been revealed. But only if you answer without delay. This is a season of divine interruption. Heaven has begun to move to rescue you, redirect your path, and shield you from what approaches. Yet here is the plain truth: you cannot afford to linger. Doubt and delay could carry a heavy price. The very blessings you have cried for, the breakthrough, the shelter, the escape that you need are speeding toward you. But you must tune into this hour right now. Do not overlook the signals. Do not put off the response. The cosmos, the Lord, and your inner spirit are sending an alarm. Act with haste. Keep watch and step into action. Doors are swinging open. Solutions are arriving. But they come only to those who perceive the cue and answer at once. Before we go further, stop this video for a brief moment and do 3 essential things. Press the like button. It raises the vibration of this message and marks your readiness. Subscribe. We are pushing for 95,000 subscribers, so more chosen ones like you can receive this pressing alert. Type 99 in the comments. That number is your announcement to the universe that you are awake, alert, and prepared to move. Remember, chosen one, if you truly hear God now, you will stay until the finish. If you turn away, if you hesitate, you may miss the deliverance on its way. But if you remain and act this instant, your life will be forever altered. God calls, the peril is real, and so is the salvation. Now we enter what you must do immediately to lock in protection, secure breakthrough, and claim your destiny. There are seasons when hesitation costs far more than any action could. God speaks now, urging movement, urging alignment with His plan. Each moment of pause is an opening the adversary longs to exploit. You might be comfortable in your place, thinking everything is calm, yet a spiritual current stirs, a storm forming beyond your sight. Picture yourself on a cliff's lip, unaware that the soil below gives way. That is the urgency pouring through right now. The unrest you feel, the agitation, the fog, the fear, is not random. It is a divine nudge, a supernatural shove, warning that the wrong step at the wrong time could bring ruin. Life hinges on timing. Moses had to abandon the palace to meet his purpose. Joseph endured prison before the rise. Your hour calls for immediate obedience as well. Don't wait for the world to validate your revelation. Don't let logic or ease decide your move. Today, God's voice is unmistakable. Move now. This is not a moment for debate or overthinking. Every second you stall lets covert harm grow bolder. Move now. Move now. Trust Him without reservation and watch Him carve a path where none seems possible. While you fix your gaze on what is visible, spiritual armies shift quietly. A stealthy attack is being arranged in corners of your life you never suspected. It may be in your work, in relationships, or even among those you call family. The enemy doesn't post his agenda. He advances by cunning, leaning on your natural mind to stay unaware. Heaven, however, beholds everything. God alerts you before the blow connects. This is why your prayers land heavier and your heart feels more tender than normal. That tightness, that disquiet is not a failing. It is your spirit picking up warning signals. You might witness surface calm, but backstage, a plot is being threaded to twist your purpose. Think of it like a chessboard, traps placed where you cannot yet see them. Yet God, the grand strategist, has shown you the pattern ahead of time. Now it is time to sharpen spiritual sight. Watch your environment, your conversations, even the flow of your thoughts. Ask God to expose hidden motives. Just as a beacon keeps ships from striking reefs, God sends signals to keep you safe. Notice them, heed them, and prepare to move under divine direction before the unseen hazard reaches you. The toughest truth to receive is that danger often comes wearing the face of the familiar. Someone close, maybe a friend, a co-worker, or even kin, may unwittingly open a gate that brings ruin. The moves might sound harmless at first. An offhand remark, an accidental betrayal, or misdirected counsel can become the hinge that swings you into loss. God calls you to watch closely. This is not about paranoia. It is about holy discernment. The same hands that soothe you can also, without malice, steer you toward harm. Trust must be yoked to vigilance. Scripture itself shows this. David trusted Saul until proximity proved perilous, and Esther's shrewdness saved a people. You are being placed to perceive danger before it fully arrives. God invites you to act with wisdom and boundaries. Guard your heart, your mind, and your future. Speak less, observe more, and hold a life of continual prayer. Even what appears harmless without discernment can turn into an entryway for devastation. Notice the small openings, for the tiniest unsealed door can lead to consequences you never imagined. Sometimes the hardest instruction is to halt. Yet every season you feel stopped or delayed is often an act of spiritual protection. God closes doors, rearranges circumstances, and reins in your impulses not to frustrate you, but to save you from harm. Your energy may seem depleted, your mind blurred, your plans paused. All of it can be a heavenly barrier keeping you from stepping into peril. Picture a traffic light for your life, red to stop, yellow to caution, green to proceed. God operates those signals. If he halts your steps, it is not a rebuke but a rescue. Frequently we rush into opportunities that glow brightly only to discover they would have been our undoing. The divine halt is your safety net, your shield, your lifeline. Trust the blockage. Pray through it. See it as a sign that heaven is intervening beyond what your eyes can perceive. This is your season to rest, to watch, and to line up with God's timing. When the hour arrives, he will open the way with absolute precision. Every move then will carry his power. Be guarded from harm and positioned for triumph. When life blurs and your path is hidden and the next step seems unclear, it is easy to feel lost. But what masquerades as confusion is often God's protective veil. He conceals your trail so predators cannot mark your steps. Like a dense morning mist hiding a valley from a hunter, God cloaks you from destructive forces lying in wait. Your hesitation, your unclear vision, the delay in decision-making, these are signs that heaven shields you. Do not fight the fog. Welcome it. Pray through it. Seek discernment and remain attentive. Many moments of true elevation unfold, not when everything around us becomes clear, but when we surrender fully to the invisible movement of God's guidance. Think of Joseph in the land of Egypt. Some of the most crucial shifts in his destiny happened while he was hidden away, waiting in silence, unseen in the shadows of a prison or existing quietly within the palace walls. This sacred mist you are moving through is not confusion, it is a divine classroom. It shapes your patience, sharpens your inner sight, and deepens the foundation of your faith. While your human thoughts reach for explanations, your spirit is being trained to lean on what cannot be seen. Understand this as a shield placed around you, not a setback. Every step you hesitate to take inside this fog is a step away from a snare you would not have escaped without spiritual intervention. The most destructive traps are the ones we never even imagine. God sees them forming long before they reach your path, and he is actively steering you away from them. If your instincts feel off, if heaviness rests on your heart, if your thoughts stir with unease, it is because your spirit is hearing the warnings. You are being pulled away from situations that could have caused lasting damage, loss that drains you, heartbreak that reshapes you, or spiritual wounds that derail your purpose. At times, the rescue God sends is quiet, a meeting that suddenly doesn't happen, a call delayed at the last minute, a strange shift in timing that makes no sense at first. These interruptions may seem inconvenient, but they are the subtle tug of God drawing you out of danger. Like a shepherd guiding the flock away from a cliff's hidden edge, he redirects your steps with perfect accuracy. Had you kept moving without listening, you might have walked straight into the harm you never anticipated. See this intervention for what it truly is, a blessing. Every unexpected stop, every pause, every closed door is heaven whispering, I am covering you. Do not push back. Do not resent the change, and do not ignore what I am showing you. Follow the spiritual impressions. Pay attention to the quiet guidance within you shaped by the Holy Spirit. and move only when God unfolds the path in front of you. Not all who approach you with friendly words carry pure intentions. God is clearing out those whose presence poisons your spirit. Some will smile, speak gently, or pretend to support you, yet secretly hope for your downfall. You may not see the full truth now, but the signs are appearing: repeated disappointments, small betrayals that sting, or a constant drain of your emotional strength around certain people. This is divine pruning at work. Just as a gardener removes dead branches so the tree can rise stronger, God removes those whose presence would choke your growth or threaten your destiny. It may hurt to watch relationships shift, doors slam shut, or connections fade, but it is essential. Many breakthroughs are delayed, not because of lack of skill or effort, but because of damaging ties that God must cut away. Welcome this spiritual cleansing. Let go of resentment. Choose wisdom and trust the process. Every person God removes creates room for something better: divine partnerships, new opportunities, blessings aligned with your purpose that will lift you higher than you imagined. There is a fire of urgency rising inside you, one that cannot be ignored. It comes suddenly, intensely, unmistakably. God is speaking plainly right now. Move, act, withdraw, remain still. Delay brings danger. This isn't human caution, it is divine alertness. Heaven is sounding the trumpet because your timing matters deeply. Picture it as a spiritual siren echoing through your life, cutting through every distraction and calling you to immediate response. Ignoring this inner alarm could lead you into trials that were never meant for you or cause you to miss divine encounters prepared for this very moment. The urgency gripping your spirit is God pulling you out of harm's reach and aligning you with your destiny's path. Every moment of hesitation risks losing the window of mercy God has opened. Respond quickly. Pray, listen, and obey. Your spirit understands the instruction long before your mind processes it. Trust that inner guidance. It is God's supernatural navigation system leading you past dangers hidden from view. The decisions you make right now carry weight far beyond what you perceive. Heaven is watching, waiting for your alignment with God's intention. It is a life-altering turning point. A single word spoken, a single direction taken, or a single opportunity seized in this season can thrust you into breakthrough or pull you into harm. The spiritual realm is alive with protectors, messengers, and forces that respond to your obedience. Just as Joshua stood at the threshold of Jericho, your choices must be intentional, steady, and full of trust. One careless move made in distraction or pressure could undo months or years of progress. But one step taken in God's timing can open gates you never imagined would. Move, pause, seek divine clarity. Pray persistently. Listen deeply. Heaven is not silent. It is waiting for you to act in harmony with heaven's plan. Your next step is crucial, and your obedience will determine whether you enter protection or step into risk. Move with certainty, courage, and divine insight. There are spaces, environments, and social circles where your spirit was never meant to remain. God is removing your influence, your presence, or your connection from these places. It may feel abrupt or confusing, but this is divine protection unfolding before your eyes. Some regions carry hidden spiritual dangers that would quietly drain you or distort your purpose. Like a master strategist, God is repositioning you, pulling your name away from paths poisoned by harm, and revealing new doors prepared for your blessing. Every ending, every shift, every unexpected departure is part of a far greater design. Trust that the things you perceive as lost today are laying the foundation for tomorrow's elevation. Do not resist the change. Embrace it with gratitude, recognizing that God is shielding you from forces you are not yet aware of. Each disconnection leads you closer to favor, protection, and the fulfillment of your destiny. It hurts when opportunities, relationships, or pathways you deeply wanted suddenly close. But some doors shut because God knows the future their opening would have created. What you see as disappointment is often the most loving form of divine intervention you will ever receive. The doorway you cannot pass through is the very one that would have carried you towards sorrow, depletion, or spiritual collapse. Your steps are being redirected towards safer ground, toward paths where your spirit can rise without threat. Think of Joseph during his confinement. What looked like a crushing moment was, in truth, the precise route. God used to lift him into purpose. Each barrier you encounter is not rejection, but divine safeguarding. Do not struggle against what closes in front of you. Honor the ending, extract its wisdom, and trust the schedule God has designed. Every apparent loss hides a blessing waiting to emerge. Remain steady. Watch for the openings that will soon unfold. And remember that God is shielding what lies ahead of you. Every shut entrance is clearing space for one that will carry you far beyond what your imagination has dared to conceive. There are seasons when God draws us away from the world, not to punish us, but to prepare and protect us. This holy separation may feel heavy, unfamiliar, or unsettling, yet it is intentional. While many move blindly, you are being preserved. Your solitude is a wall of protection against unseen threats and harmful influences. In this pause, reflect, pray deeply, and align your heart with God's direction. Resist the urge to rush choices or respond to pressure. Many of the greatest spiritual breakthroughs are born from moments of quiet submission. In the same way Joseph was kept safe during his confinement, your pause is strategic, lifting you away from forces that could have shifted your purpose. Honor the quiet, guard your peace. Use this space to build your faith, sharpen your spiritual senses, and prepare for the moment God releases you into grace and favor. This is a holy season of protection, and with every faithful day, you are drawing nearer to a supernatural breakthrough. God is moving quietly behind the scenes, arranging situations, orchestrating people, and setting opportunities in motion that will sculpt your future. Even in rest, heaven is shaping your path for the years ahead. Some connections are fading, some new doors are emerging, and some plans are being altered completely. All of it is working toward your good. The obstacles, pauses, and unanswered questions you face now are temporary. They belong to a larger masterpiece God is designing, a picture that will only make sense when time has revealed its full beauty. Just as Esther's hidden moments prepared her for a destiny that transformed a nation, so your patience and trust in this season are preparing you for unimaginable breakthroughs. Believe that God is faithful. His hand is arranging each detail with choice, care, and accuracy. The next 3 years are being written with favor, protection, and divine intention. Stay rooted in faith. Keep moving in obedience, and you will witness heaven's script unfold flawlessly over your life. There are times when your greatest strength reveals itself through silence, by choosing not to speak hastily, by withholding impulsive reactions, and by refusing to explain or defend yourself. You dismantle spiritual traps designed to pull you off course. Darkness thrives on chaos, emotional responses, and misjudged decisions. But your quietness breaks its strategy. This silence is not passivity. It is fortified power. It is a divine stillness that allows God to move unhindered on your behalf. Like Daniel surrounded by lions, your restraint becomes your shield while heaven works in the unseen. Every measured pause, every deliberate breath, every calm response fortifies your spirit, protects your purpose, and aligns your steps with the plan God has already laid out. Cherish silence. Embrace prayer. Listen for clarity. Resist the temptation to justify your actions or manipulate outcomes. Trust that God is organizing every detail. Your obedience and stillness is undoing strategies meant to harm you and securing the victory positioned ahead of you. After the storms, confusion, and uncertainty, a moment of clarity will rise. You will look back and realize that every delay, every barrier, every unanswered request, and every unexpected withdrawal was the hand of God intervening. He blocked disasters you never saw coming. He redirected dangers before they reached your door. His protection covered you long before you understood what was happening. The haze that surrounds you now may feel thick, but it will soon dissolve to reveal His faithful guidance across your life. You will recognize the hidden rescues, the moments when you were pulled back from harm, shielded from destruction, or redirected toward grace. Gratitude will take the place of frustration, and revelation will override every doubt. Celebrate the rescue you didn't realize was happening. Every misdirection avoided, every dangerous tie severed, every unseen trap destroyed is evidence that God's love is stronger than anything that has tried to sabotage you. Stand confident, remain spiritually awake, and walk boldly, knowing your future is guarded, your journey is protected, and your destiny cannot be stolen. A spiritual trembling is drawing near your life, one that will shake loose every unstable structure and expose whatever has been hiding in the dark. This movement is not designed to break you, but to realign you completely. Imagine the earth splitting just enough to push hidden things into the open. God is doing the same work in your inner world. You may feel restless, sensitive, or unnaturally aware because heaven is preparing you for a shift so profound that nothing around you will remain unchanged. This shaking will strip away what is weak, deceptive, or toxic and reinforce what is meant to stay. Though it may seem unsettling, disruption is often the doorway to blessing. God never initiates a shaking unless something greater is on its way. The trembling you feel inside is a sacred signal that change is not only approaching, it is guaranteed. You are being adjusted before the impact arrives. In the days ahead, you may experience new dreams, sudden emotional heaviness, unexpected delays, or heightened spiritual resistance. These are signs of divine reconstruction. God is rebuilding your environment from the foundation up. What once felt safe may suddenly feel different. People you leaned on may drift away without explanation. Do not fear this shift. You are not losing your life. You are gaining alignment. God is positioning your spirit, strengthening your steps, and anchoring your purpose for the breakthrough that will follow the shaking. When the dust settles, you will stand brighter, stronger, and more empowered than ever. There is someone near you whose outward kindness hides inward sabotage. This individual moves quietly, offering support with one hand while secretly undermining you with the other. God has seen every concealed motive and every whispered plot. Now heaven is arranging a moment where truth rises unmistakably. The revelation will pierce your heart, not because you suspected nothing, but because the betrayal comes from someone you never imagined would wound you. The deepest pain often comes from trusted hands, but God is too invested in your destiny to allow you to remain tied to hidden danger. Expect an event, a conversation, an unexpected encounter, or a sudden shift that uncovers everything. The exposure will be clear, undeniable, and impossible to overlook. You may hear something accidentally, encounter information unexpectedly, or simply witness behavior that reveals their true intent. It will sting, but the hurt will be holy. God is severing a connection that would have harmed you long term. When the truth comes forward, do not respond with emotion, respond with wisdom. God is not revealing their heart to shame them, but to preserve you. Release them without bitterness. Thank God for the clarity. Prepare yourself for the genuine, loyal relationships He is preparing to place in your life. Right now, there are circumstances in your life that seem stacked against you. Paths blocked, opportunities denied, situations that feel unfair or misread. But God is the master of reversals. What was intended to drain you is about to be transformed into a blessing so sudden and so powerful that you will struggle to comprehend it. Picture a courtroom where the verdict seems decided and then the entire outcome shifts in your favor within seconds. That is the kind of divine turnaround God is initiating. The same voices that dismissed you may soon advocate for you. The same door that denied you may open wide. What once seemed like defeat will rise as victory, carrying unmistakable evidence of God's hand. This transformation will not unfold slowly. It will arrive abruptly, without build-up or warning. One moment you will feel trapped. The next, the atmosphere will change. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is heaven overruling the natural. God is rewriting the story in real time, shaping an ending that reveals His power and His care for you. When the turning point arrives, do not retreat into hesitation. Walk forward with confidence into what has opened before you. The divine has not guided you through countless valleys simply to tease you with brief glimpses of possibility. You are about to be spoken of in places where your presence was once unnoticed. What once resisted you will soon begin, propelling you into the very future you were crafted for. Within the next 2 days, something meaningful will unfold. It may not roar like a storm or flash like lightning, but its essence will be undeniably sacred. A sign, a whisper, a dream, a word, a sudden internal shift, or a gentle spiritual stirring is being prepared for you. It will arrive in a manner perfectly tailored to your situation, and your awareness must be sharp enough to catch its meaning. Nothing that happens in the coming hours should be dismissed. A passing remark may carry revelation. A door that shuts may point you toward direction. A sudden urge to pause, advance, speak, or remain silent might be the key to avoiding a spiritual snare. These next 24 to 48 hours are charged with divine instruction and holy protection. This sign will illuminate the question that has weighed heavily on your heart. It will uncover what has been hidden or confirm what your soul has quietly felt all along. It may reach you through unease, through stillness, through confrontation, or through silence itself. But you will know it is God, and when it arrives, do not stall. Obedience will guard you. The next choice you make will shape the season ahead. God is giving you direction before the adversary can interfere. Remain alert. What unfolds within these 2 days will influence your forward path. A sudden change in connection is approaching, one you may not predict, desire, or instantly understand. Someone who has walked beside you will step back, withdraw, or quietly distance themselves. It may sting, confuse, or feel deeply personal, but heaven is telling you this separation is a shield, not a wound. God is guarding you against spiritual pollution. This bond has reached its spiritual expiration. Remaining tied to it any longer invites exhaustion, influence, or delay. God has heard conversations you never heard, seen intentions you did not detect, and recognized dangers you would have wandered into if the connection continued. Though the break feels abrupt, it is divinely orchestrated. What you call loss is actually deliverance. What feels like rejection is really redirection. And what resembles heartbreak is healing on a level you have not yet understood. When the separation happens, do not chase after it, explain yourself, or attempt to repair it. Release it with gratitude. God never removes without preparing to replace. He is clearing those who cannot walk with you so He can bring those who must stand beside you. There is a voice in your life, an influence, opinion, or presence that has been clouding your spiritual vision. This presence has been stirring more confusion than insight, more pressure than peace, more anxiety than alignment. God is stepping in to silence this influence completely. On the surface, this person may seem harmless, even supportive, but their influence has gently distorted your confidence and direction. You have felt drained after speaking with them, unsure about your decisions, disconnected from your inner clarity. That is not merely emotional fatigue. It is spiritual interference. God will now silence this voice, whether through distance, disagreement, or sudden interruption. Do not cling to what heaven is muting. When this voice fades from your life, your clarity will return quickly. Strength will fill the space where confusion lived. Peace will replace heaviness. The moment this influence disappears, you will hear God with sharper precision. The fog will lift. The noise within you will settle. Trust the removal. It is protection, not punishment. There will soon be a moment when God interrupts you right in the middle of your movement, in the midst of a plan, a conversation, a decision, or an action. This interruption may feel inconvenient, unexpected, or even irritating. But this divine stop is God shielding you from danger you are unable to see. Interruption is one of His most powerful forms of protection. He may shift your timing, adjust your plans, delay your route, or close off your next move, not as a reprimand but as an intervention, to keep you from a trap the enemy carefully built. Had you continued, the outcome would have been damaging. When the interruption appears, surrender immediately. Do not push past the pause or force the moment. Obedience here may literally preserve your destiny. Trust the delay, even when it unsettles you. God is not halting your progress. He is preserving your future. Later you will understand that what seemed like inconvenience was a divine rescue. This interruption will eventually reveal itself as one of the greatest gifts you ever received. Your atmosphere is shifting. The space you have occupied, emotionally, spiritually, or physically, has become too restrictive, too exhausting, or too unsafe for the next stage of your calling. God is preparing to move you, transition you, or lift you into an environment where your growth will not be hindered. This shift may not come in the form of geography. It may arrive as emotional distance, spiritual awakening, or relational transition. You may suddenly feel disinterested in certain circles, conversations, or places. You may notice that environments once familiar now feel foreign. This is not instability within you. This is God changing your spiritual address. Your current environment is too limited for where you are being sent. Certain voices, habits, and atmospheres cannot accompany you into your next season. Remaining where you are invites stagnation. Moving brings protection and expansion. Do not resist the transition. Let God guide you into the space where your gift will thrive. Your mind will deepen, and your purpose will awaken. Once you arrive, the relocation will make perfect sense. You have extended grace to someone far beyond what was healthy. You have excused their behavior, rationalized their inconsistencies, and overlooked warnings because you hoped for their growth. But God is preparing to reveal who they truly are, not who you wanted them to be. The truth will surface through a moment that exposes their intent. A behavior will rise to the surface. A truth will fall into your hands, and everything your spirit tried to warn you about will become undeniable. This exposure is necessary. This person cannot accompany you into the season ahead. Their intentions conflict with your calling. Their loyalty wavers. Their heart is divided. Their presence is slowing your progress. God is stepping in to uncover what you refuse to see so that you can release them without guilt. When the revelation comes, trust it the first time. Stop repairing what God is revealing as fractured. Release them and guard your spirit. This clarity is meant not to wound you, but to liberate you. A door you earnestly desired, an opportunity, relationship, job, or vision will close abruptly and forcefully. The closure may shock you, disappoint you, or strike deeply, but heaven wants you to understand that this door is shutting with such force, because God is ensuring you will never attempt to reopen it again.